Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. Today's adventure brings us to Northern California. In fact, you can see the San Francisco Bay behind me. Today is going to be very special for me because since I was young, I've always enjoyed the Disney theme parks, whether it be Florida, Walt Disney World, or Anaheim, California, Disneyland. And as I got a little older, I started to really research and understand and embrace the history of the man who started all that, Walt Disney. I've been to Marceline, Missouri. I've been to Kansas City, Missouri. I've been to Chicago, Illinois, all places of his upbringing and what eventually became the Walt Disney Company and Corporation. But there has been one place that has eluded me and I have put off until now. And it is right back here, the Walt Disney Family Museum. I've waited long enough and it's about to happen. I'm inviting you to join me. It's going to be a very special moment. This means a lot to me. Shall you? Located in this very building, they have two banners right on the porch to let you know this is the spot. I can't believe it's about to happen. Open each and every day from 10 to 6 p.m. except Tuesdays and a couple holidays, January 1st, Thanksgiving, or Christmas Day. Through these doors is where the magic begins. Upon entry, the first thing you see is this bust created by Blaine Gibson. You might know him from the man who created the partner statues. In these cases are countless awards, some of them very ornate. Like, look at this one, 9 cases in all, just in the front lobby alone. And they have a reproduction of his apartment, which is located above the fire station at Disneyland, of course, in the park. They leave the light on. There's the lamp in this photo, and check out the carpet. It's the same carpet that they have here, same design and everything. On the right are a bunch of Academy Awards that he won over the course of his career. That's a heck of a lot. Everyone has a beginning, a starting point. These photographs are of his family members. Check out this one right here on the wall. That's him at the age of 9. Not 9 years, 9 months. These buttons are from his mother and aunt's wedding dress dated back to 1887. Located right here. Take a look at that. His father's fiddle is located underneath a photo of his birth home next to a facsimile of his baptism certificate. His grammar school class in Marceline, he's located bottom row, 4th from the left. And his brother Roy in high school, located bottom row, 2nd from the left. Right there. Not only are there plenty of photographs that you can look at, but also some interactive displays that give you the progress of his life. They just move right along, so you can kind of learn just by watching these and get a foothold on the history of sorts. That's him delivering papers. Notice this cartoon that he penned on the side of his ambulance that he drove at a very young age in France for the Red Cross. This is not the actual one, but it is one that looks similar, just to give you the feel of what he drove. Always being creative, even in the barracks during downtime, still had his pen handy. The rest of his life he held on to the pens and coins that he collected from that time period, back when he was 17 years old, stored them in this very bag. Also, while he was in France, he continued to send drawings back to his high school paper. Some of them can be seen here on this wall. Here's one opened up, dated 1918. The far left page are his cartoons. Progressing now to Kansas City, stating, "I got people interested in it. We formed a little corporation known as Laugh-O-Gram." The building does still stand in Missouri, even though it's a shell of what it once was. office was located on the top floor, all the way at the far right. You can peek in the window by looking at this particular photograph here. I bought myself a camera and called it the Universal. And they have one on site as well, right there. Here's the business card. 1127 East 31st Street, Kansas City. By the summer of 1923, it was clearly too late to save the company, and they declared bankruptcy. And here is a printout of the bankruptcy papers.
It was a big day, the day I got on that California Limited.
He arrived in Hollywood in 1923 with only $40 in his pocket, creating his first successful film series, the Alice comedies. All shot on a Bell and Howard camera, very similar to this exact one. 348 frames were needed to complete 15 seconds of motion for Steamboat Willie. After the Alice series, he created Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who he eventually lost the rights to, which led to the birth of Mickey Mouse. Check out that quote. You can see he wasn't too discouraged by the loss of Oswald. He's ready to move on. Hard to believe this little mouse is now over 90 years old. 1925, he married Lillian, and here's the certificate. And that is the cute couple right up there. And also that same year, his brother Roy married Edna. 1925 was a good year for both of them. A lot of vintage Mickey toys here in this case. Some antiques on site. Oh dang, I want a pair of these boots right here. Check out these boots in this magazine. Or this tricycle. Now that is freaking cool. These wind-up metal toys. Yeah, any of these things I would gladly own. Made in Switzerland from wood and metal. Those right there are the skis he used. Still in the snow with Lillian doing a little ice skating at Yosemite National Park. Quite an assortment of things over the years. Walt Disney comics in the 40s, and in the 30s, Mickey Mouse magazine there on the bottom shelf. We'll get a lot further if we all pull together. Notice Mickey's the only one not holding an oar. Even though he was successful to this point, everything went to the next level with the creation of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Would people sit an hour and a half through an animated film? They did. They certainly did. By this point, he had come a long way when he first came to Hollywood, working back in that shed behind Uncle Robert's house. And with that success, he was able to afford the building of a new studio in Burbank. General overview of the property can be seen in this pull-out annual report, 1946. Very content to be sitting behind that desk. And everything continued on. Bambi and Pinocchio followed suit. Pinocchio, I'm so happy. From this level, you can look down upon the multi-plane camera that was used many times through productions. The way it works is the camera's mounted on top pointing downward, so it gives a 3D effect as it shoots through a few different layers of animation. As explained here, so you have multiple different items that it shoots from. So starting at the top, directly towards the bottom, you have that effect. Now I am moving at a very slow pace, but this place is big. Make sure you allot quite a bit of time if you come here, because there's different levels and lots of different exhibits to read up and learn about. To be honest, stepping into each and every room is an experience all its own. Among favorite foods, Jell-O and, of course, chili. I have to agree with both of these. They're both pretty tasty treats. Next to that signed piece of paper is his 16mm camera, and to the right are some of the reels from it. Monogram bowling bag. You can see the name right there on the side. Through this area, continuing to walk, you can look out these windows and get a really good view off in the distance of the Golden Gate Bridge. Check that out. And one of the few remaining benches from Griffith Park where he would sit and watch his daughters play on the carousel, and gave him the idea to create Disneyland. I'm sitting where Walt might have sat. He may have sat here. He might have been a few feet over that way, but nonetheless. This is a major piece of Disney history, to say the least. Oh my goodness. I must continue the rest of this from outside, even though I finished the tour, walked through the entire museum, was in there about another hour or so, reading all the information placards, soaking it in, and really enjoying the full experience. About 3/4 of the way through, I was told that they do not allow vlogging. No vloggers are allowed to pull their camera out and document what's in here. My response was, well, I saw quite a few other people on the internet who have done so, and they said they realize that, but that is technically not allowed and the rules, so I'm going to abide by what they said and not film anymore. So if you're ever in the San Francisco area, definitely check this out. This was amazing for me. This was a bucket list of sorts, me being a huge, not only Walt Disney Park fan, but also the man, Walt Disney, and the history of him. Seeing some of the places that I have been throughout the course of my life, paying an homage to Walt, now seeing them all incorporated in an information-style museum was very interesting. Definitely 2 thumbs up for this place. I cannot praise it enough. Very, very cool. If you're new here, please subscribe. By doing so, it helps keep you in the loop and up to date on future endeavors, adventures in my life, as well as uploads here on this channel. Take it a step further and ring that notification bell. And thanks so much for tagging along. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.